The most dangerous enemy of ambition isn't harsh circumstances or tough competitors, it's the laziness that eats away at you every single day. How many times have you told yourself, "One day I'm going to achieve something big," or "I'm definitely going to be rich and wildly successful," only to find yourself lying in bed for hours, scrolling through your phone, comforting yourself with promises about the future? It's sad that in this age of endless opportunity, so many young people carry grand ambitions and bold plans, only to bury them with one word: lazy. Ambition is supposed to be the fire that warms a shaky life, the fuel that pushes people through hardship and helps them prove themselves. But ask yourself, can that fire ever truly burn if all you do is lie there, dream big, and wait for luck to knock on your door? Here's the harsh truth we all face sooner or later. You'll never get what you want if you only talk about it, but never act. Lazy people are often masters at painting vivid pictures of a brilliant future to cover up the emptiness of their present. They believe that if they just think big, the universe will magically line up to make their dreams come true. But the world doesn't work that way. Ambition without action is just a pretty illusion, shiny on the outside but hollow within. You won't become a successful entrepreneur if you're still in bed until noon. You won't reach the peak of knowledge if you don't open a book or train your mind every single day. What's terrifying is that laziness is a master of subtle excuses. It whispers sweet nothings like, "Take it slow, you can do it tomorrow," or "You deserve to rest a little more," or "Do it when you feel like it." And just like that, day after day, your ambitions stay stuck on paper while you stand still, only to wake up one day realizing that the world didn't hold you back. You did, by letting laziness kill your dreams. So don't be so quick to brag about your big dreams if you're not ready to discipline yourself to make them real. Real ambition only means something when it's fed by sweat, time, effort, and quiet sacrifice. Without that, it's just empty talk, a mask that hides your weakness and inertia. So ask yourself, is your ambition truly big, or is it just a beautiful dream dying slowly because you keep feeding your laziness? First, admit this: ambition itself isn't a bad thing. Without ambition, our world would never have seen such leaps in science, economics, art, and technology. Ambition is what pushes people to break out of their safe zones, to dare, to crave more than what they have now. The greatest innovators, reformers, and leaders all carried ambitions beyond what the average person could even imagine. But life is fair in its own way. It doesn't hand out glory just because someone dares to dream. Ambition is like an oil lamp. If you don't keep fueling it with action and discipline, its flame dies out, or worse, it burns you up from the inside. What's truly scary is how laziness seeps in like a drizzle, gentle, quiet, but soaking deep over time. It hides behind pleasant names: rest, self-care, waiting for the right moment. It keeps you glued to your screen for hours, mindlessly scrolling, smirking, "I'll figure it out tomorrow." And those moments of comfort today stack up into months or years of stagnation. You might comfort yourself by saying you're still young, you still have time, but time never stops. Every bit of laziness you allow today is a price your future self will have to pay twice over. And your ambition will fester like a wound, stinging every time you see others moving ahead while you stand still. Many young people love to talk big. They love to share grand plans. They'll launch a company, get into a top school, turn their life around. But look at their daily schedules: messy, inconsistent, lacking any small habits they stick to. They put too much faith in their potential and forget that every solid path is built from quiet, steady steps. Whoever succeeded just by daydreaming? Warren Buffett once said, "It's good to be prepared, but don't forget to act. Action is what turns ambition into a road forward. Empty talk just sends it drifting away like a balloon. The bigger your dream, the stronger your discipline needs to be. Look at gold medal athletes. No one knows how many nights they collapsed on the training floor. A famous artist doesn't just have passion, they repeat the same practice for thousands of hours. An ambitious person with no discipline is like a sailor who dreams of faraway voyages but never learns how to steer the boat. The open sea shows no mercy to the lazy. A lot of young people love talk shows, self-help books, and collecting motivational quotes. But then what? They're still lying in bed, still waiting for inspiration to strike. You want to start a business but never learn how to manage your money. You want to master English but won't open your mouth to practice. You want a better body but quit the gym after a few sessions. The problem isn't that you're not smart enough, it's that you lack the habit of self-discipline. No daily habits, then every big ambition is just an illusion. The world doesn't care how grand your ideas are, only what you actually build. Just look at Steve Jobs. He got fired from the company he founded, quietly rebuilt himself with Next and Pixar, and returned to Apple to change the tech industry forever. So what about you? If all you do is talk, people will remember you as a dreamer more than a doer. Be disciplined about waking up early. Spend an hour less online. Remind yourself, if I don't do it, no one will do it for me. Don't wait for motivation. Success doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares that you keep showing up over and over again. Set this rule: do first, talk later. No bragging, no whining, no blaming. We've all been lazy, myself included. I've gotten lost in dreams and beautiful plans too. I used to make excuses. I'm tired today, I'll do it tomorrow. And that tomorrow turned my ambition into a burden. I realized that if I didn't act, I'd become the person I hated most, someone who's all talk. So I started changing, with small things, planning my week, not going to bed until I finished what I'd planned, not waiting for inspiration. I saw how every small step added up into a staircase, and that staircase is what brings your ambition back down to earth instead of leaving it floating in the clouds. In the end, ambition is what makes us different and great, but laziness is the invisible rope that ties us down and keeps us from moving forward. The world isn't short on dreamers. It's short on people who are willing to trade today's comfort for tomorrow's reward. Success never belongs to those who just talk. It always belongs to those who keep doing, who persevere quietly, and who stay disciplined with themselves every hour, every minute. Youth doesn't last forever, and ambition can't be nourished by empty promises. If you don't want to look back one day with regret, remind yourself now, don't let laziness be the grave that buries your dreams. Act on even the smallest tasks. Keep your discipline burning bright. And believe this, once you give your all, your ambition will stop being a burden and become the wings that help you soar far and high.